In the third edge of Swan Lake, the black swan pulled off a seemingly endless series of turns, wobbling up and down on the pointed foot, and spinning around and around 32 times. It's one of the tougher sequences in ballet, and for those 30 seconds or so she likes a human top in perpetual motion. Those particular turns are called fautes, which mean whip in France, describing the dancer's incredible ability to whip around within stop. But while we're marveling at the fourth can, we unravel its physics. The dancer starts the first by pushing off with the foot to generate torque, but the hard part is maintaining the rotation. As she turns, a friction between her point shoes and the floor and somewhat between her body and the air reduces her momentum. So how does it keep turning between each turn? The dancer pauses for a split second and faces the audience. Her supporting foot flattens and then twists as it reaches back onto point, pushing against the floors to generate tiny amount of a new torque. At the same time, her arms sweep open to help her keep her balance. The turns are more effective if a center of gravity stays constant, and a skilled dancer will be able to keep her turning as is vertical and extends arm and torque generating foot. Both help drive the force and the real secret. And the reason you hardly notice the pause is that her other leg never stops moving. During her momentary pause, the dancer elevates leg straightens and moves from the front to the side before it falls back into her knee by staying in motion. That leg is storing some of the momentum of the turns. When the leg comes back in towards the body, the stored momentum gets transferred back to the dancer's body, propelling her around as she reaches back into point. As the ballerines extend and restrict her leg, with each turns, momentum travels back and forth between leg and body, keeps her in motion. A really good ballerina can get more than one turn out of every leg extension in one of two. First, she can extend her leg sooner. The longer the leg is extended, the more momentum is stored and the more momentum it can return to the body. When it pulls back in, more angular momentum means she can make more turns before needing to replenish what was lost friction. The other option is for the dancer to bring her arms or leg in closer to the body once she turns to point.
Why does this work? Like every other turn in ballet, the fouette is governed by angular momentum, which is equal to the dancer's angular velocity times her rotational inertia. And except for what loss to friction, the angular momentum has to stay constant while the dancer is on point. That's called conservation of angular momentum. Now, rotational inertia can be thought as a body resistance to rotational motion. It increases when mass is distributed further from the axis of rotation and decreases when the mass is distributed closest to the axis of rotation. So as she brings her arms closer to her body, her rotational inertia shrinks. In order to conserve angular momentum, her angular velocity, the speed of her turn, has to increase, allowing the same amount of stored momentum to carry her through multiple turns. You've probably seen ice skaters do the same things, spinning faster and faster by throwing in their arms and legs. In Tchaikovsky's ballet, the Black Swan is sources, and her 32 captivating fountains do seem almost supernatural, but it's not magic that makes them possible, it's physics.